You saw myself up here about a month ago with 3 others, and we at that time were presenting you with an idea. And nothing is more exciting than when an idea becomes a reality. And I'm so thankful and happy to say that our Neighbours project here in Lacombe is underway and has become a reality. I just want to recap quickly for those of you that are listening today, and this may be new. I will just tell you a little bit about what Neighbours is doing and what our focus and our goal is. Basically, our mission is to identify and help individuals and families who are marginalized for reasons beyond their control. And this is here within our local community. Many of us are so inspired, and I have said this before, that Eric and I chat almost weekly about myself getting to Kenya, and I will get there someday. But in the meantime, I have committed and have an amazing team working with me that can be making a difference right here at home. The lady that we are helping, her name is Doreen, and she has lived in our community for the past 27 years. And she was diagnosed with MS in 1984. As many of us know what that disease looks like, it has now left her completely wheelchair bound, completely dependent on care. And she has one of her sons, lives in her basement as one of her caregivers. And as I've said before, like many of us experienced last summer in the rainy season of Lacombe, her basement was flooded. And that basement is home to her son. So the previous condition, and I'm happy to say this because when I presented this before, I was saying that it was the current condition of the basement. So now I can happily say that it is the previous condition of the basement, and the basement doesn't look like this anymore. But when we first went in and assessed what the basement looked like, when we became aware of Doreen and her needs, we, of course, saw that the walls were very moldy. Water damage, of course, had gone up the walls. The floors were just cement, cold floors, it's the basement. And, of course, inadequate landscaping causing the flooding to happen in the first place. So how are we helping Doreen? As we speak, yesterday, I was there as the framers were giving it all they've got. We are renovating the basement space for her caregiver. If the snow ever goes away, we are going to resolve the landscaping issues and keep our fingers crossed that hopefully she won't have the water issue that she's had now. And even though she is upstairs, she complains about her bedroom being cold. And so we have, and you'll see some pictures, we have gone in and assessed how we can bring some heat to her bedroom, and we are going to resolve the heating issues in her bedroom as well. So, day one was an exciting day, which was a week and a half ago, Tuesday, April 3. You'll see here that there is a large sign out front of her house. And again, when I spoke about a month ago, we were asking for materials, asking for donated labor, asking for help. And you probably can't read all of the businesses in Lacombe that are listed on this sign, but the support has been overwhelming as our committee, Shannon McQuaig is the person on our committee who has gone to the local businesses and asked for donations. And not one business has said no, we haven't been turned away in any way, shape, or form. So this is the sign that sits out in front of her home, just over by the airport here. Our first day, I think poor Doreen, she was hiding in the back of her house because she was a little overwhelmed as a school bus pulled up in front of her house, and out came 22 grade 10 students from Gateway Christian School in Red Deer, who has committed to be on board with this project. And so it was an exciting day as we began. I was very appreciative that Eric and Pastor Ron took time out of their busy schedules to come and to welcome this group of students for coming and taking the time and the energy to come and help us. So off we began with clearing out the basement. There was a lot of stuff down there, so the basement had to be cleared before we could actually start to gut. But you know, nothing brings smiles to grade 10 boys' faces more than if you hand them a hammer and say, get these walls down. Because before we knew it, we had more stuff flying around that we knew what to do with. So it was exciting. At Sunny 94, our local radio station was there. The Lacombe Globe was there, taking pictures. And so this teacher from Gateway Christian, her name is Jeanette Lehman, she took some time out to give an interview to the radio. Here's some local people who, you know, big smiles on their faces. Mr. Whitehead offered great expertise that day, as well as Tristan Van Petten, who's on our core committee. And, you know, we were having a good time as those walls were coming down. You can see that it didn't take long before we had a huge pile out in front of her house to haul away to the dump. And so many hands made light work. We had arranged that lunch would be ordered for the students, so Just Pizza and the new pizza place in town, King Pizza, were happy to be involved, so we had a great lunch donated that day and took some time out to, of course, eat. As we progressed, it's amazing how little people, big people, everyone wants to be involved. And so here's some of our little helpers that were very excited to get their hands dirty as well. Phase 3 electrical from here in town. You'll see there on the side, Dan Crombie is his name. He is the overseer of the electrical needs. Isaac Ziakowski and Daryl Krenzler are very generously donating their time to do some of the grunt work for the electrical, so they're standing there and figuring out how we can bring some more light to this space. Because there was a lot of mold damage, we had to arrange for spraying of that to happen, so we were thankful for Ken Sheffield to come in and do some spraying for the mold damage. Vern Tygrove is being very generous with his time and has come many times throughout this past week to assess the heating needs of what is happening in the basement and as well as Doreen's bedroom, as I mentioned earlier. And he is going above and beyond and donating his time to install in-floor heat in Doreen's bedroom. We've decided that that's the best way to bring adequate heat. She doesn't have a lot of circulation because of she doesn't move well, and so it's exciting, and she is thrilled beyond belief that we will go that extra step and put in-floor heat in her bedroom. Now here's, you know, a picture tells 1,000 words. Every job has to have a supervisor. So if you see Robert throughout today, you know, give him a hard time, because if you'll notice what he's doing in both of these pictures, you know, arms folded, looking over Lyndon's shoulder, looking over Lonnie's shoulder, and just, you know, letting them know they're doing a good job. But you know, it takes a team, and that's okay. And then he even thought he deserved a donut afterwards. So, you know, it's all good. What we heard a few weeks ago about Tool Club. To me, this was the wannabe Tool Club, so I just called them the Donut Committee, because we ended up with a little glitch this week in that we had to remove some paint from the cement floor that was oil-based, and LA Carpet and Tile is generously donating the flooring and the labor for the flooring, but they told us that we had to buff off the cement floor before they could come in. So we quickly called up some guys here, and Heidi as well oversaw the process, and they worked hard for 4 hours one evening this week after a long day at their jobs to come in and get the floor prepared to lay the linoleum. We're very grateful to have Daryl Stain, who is owner of Eagle Ridge Homes, who is volunteering time to be the general contractor for the project. And so you can see here that he is telling Heidi, who is on our core committee, all of the plans that need to happen, all of the trades that she needs to be calling to organize to come in. And then the picture on the right with Daryl and one of his employees, Tim, was just taken yesterday. So the framing is done, and starting Monday, the plumbing and the electrical will come in. So we're excited that it's very much on schedule and moving forward. So our plan is that reveal day for the space will be May 6th. We'll keep our fingers crossed that everything stays on schedule as planned. If you would like to see the space on that day, please contact myself or one of the committee members, and we welcome you to see what your hard work has done. Like I said, we hope to do the landscaping in May, but we need the weather to cooperate. And something else that I would like you to just be aware of, that watch for further information, but we do hope to have an appreciation banquet on June 10, which will be an opportunity for Doreen and her family to come and to meet everyone who has volunteered their time, the businesses, many of you here in our congregation. And also we will be selling tickets for whoever is interested to come to that banquet as a precursor, as a fundraiser for next year's Neighbours project, in hopes that we will do another one. So please watch for further details about a banquet on June 10, but that is our hope. And so I just want to say a big thank you. This congregation has overwhelmingly replied with responses to help in donated labor and time. Thank you to Eric and the A Better World Board who approved this project and just have the faith that we could carry it through. The core committee just has worked countless hours to bring this together. And the town of Lacombe, like I've mentioned previously, the businesses have just gotten on board with this, and we have everything donated from a toilet to a floor to a shower to, it's just amazing. So thank you so much for those of you that have given your time and will give your time, including lunches. Many of the ladies in our church, we have lunches that are being donated every day for the workers that are there working. And so lunches to paper plates, it's taken all of us to come together. And I just thank you very much, and watch for further updates as we continue the project.